Jewish and Italian cooking, both tasty in their respective ways, but one chef is combining both cuisines to create unique flavors that's getting Londoners begging for more. Jewish-Italian chef Silvia Nakamuli is that rare thing in a culinary world of clichés, unique. The London-based cook combines the best flavors of her heritage to produce a cooking style all her own. She studied political science in Jerusalem and a master's degree in business in London. But still, Nakamuli was looking for that one missing ingredient to make her life complete.
What is Jewish food that they would maybe expect me to do gefilte fish or latkes, and I actually really never done that until much later in my life, and I probably ate gefilte fish after I was 22, something like that. So it's not something that I identified it as being Italian Jewish, because it's not my part of my upbringing. So for them it is probably quite exotic somehow, and it's a finally Italian food. If you're kosher, it's like, oh, it's finally some good Italian food that you can eat.
The corporate world provided food on the table, but it was her passion for cooking that gave her life real flavor. On the menu on the day we visited were two dishes: matzo fritters with orange zest, pine nuts and raisins dipped in honey, and a dish for Passover that can be eaten throughout the year: spinach with pine nuts and raisins.
Rock salt on the spinach. Now you can boil the spinach in a saucepan. You don't need to just rinse the spinach. You don't need to add any additional water. It keeps all the vitamin, which is wonderful. Otherwise, I'm going to do a shortcut, which is a great tip to learn, which is pouring boiling water on top. And then we're just gonna cover it for a few minutes, and you will see all the spinach will wilt, and it's like cooking basically. And then we're gonna finish it off, and it's slowly going.
Nakamuli says people were often left scratching their heads when she told them of her one-of-a-kind palate.
But aubergines, for example, for hundreds of years they were despised by the general Italian population, and associated by Jews, and they were called the vile food of the Jews. And there's a wonderful bibliography about this, of Artusi, or Frugoli, or Montanari. These are just a few authors that wrote about it, and or pumpkin also. It's just interesting to see how certain food was much more dominant within certain communities, and then kind of opened up, and today kind of globalized. They're very crunchy outside, and inside they're soft. They're not at all oily and greasy, because if you do deep fry it in the right way, then the moment that you put the pizzarella in the oil, it seals, and it keeps everything outside crispy and inside stays moist.
Next up for Nakamuli is a book, of which she hopes to combine the best ingredients of both her Jewish and Italian roots. I'm Cindy Martin for JN1 in London.